Hey guys, I am Arian, the owner and operator of AriantheNotary 24/7 Pro Mobile Signing Services, where we deliver excellent customer service 24 hours a day. Wherever you are, that's where we'll come. If you require notary services, you can reach us on our website at AriantheNotary.com, and then just click that gold button that says schedule an appointment and then fill out the information there. Or you can call or text at 909-910-4650. Okay, that's all done. If you're a customer, this is more so for other notaries or people that are just interested in the notary life. It's not really for customers, but since you're here, hey. And so I'm getting a lot of, first of all, thank you to everyone who watches these videos. I'm getting so much positive feedback back about the videos being helpful and informative, and I'm so glad that they are, because I know when I first started, I had zero help. So, and I wish that someone would have just told me the real about what happens, and then just kind of just make it, like a common person. Don't over dramatize it, or make it seem so scientific, but just give me the real, the raw of, okay, what is my life gonna look like if I were to become a notary? And that's what I try to do. So today, due to a lot of questions in regards to this one, I'm going to talk about jail signings. And so many people get so scared when they hear about jail signings. Oh my gosh, are you afraid that they're inmates and they might kill you? No, I'm not. You're probably more protected when you're in the jails than you are out in the public. In the public, you're in people's homes, and honestly, you don't know what they have, what they got going on, or what's happening. And so you have to be on alert. And if you've seen my other videos, you should be carrying a stun gun, right, ladies? Right, gentlemen, everyone. Have pepper spray, have a tracker on your phone just in case. I've never had any issues except for that one in 13 years. But based upon that one, you cannot be too safe. However, in the jails, that's probably the safest that you'll be, because a lot of the jails, at least here in Southern California, in the jails that I go to, West Valley Detention Center, Glen Helen, High Desert, those are the ones that I tend to frequent. You don't have any direct connection with the people that are incarcerated there. You're behind glass. They can't touch you. They can't reach out. I mean, like literally, there's a wall with a like bulletproof glass in between you, and then there's like a slot that's barely thin enough or barely thick enough for your journal to even go through. So a lot of times I have to open my journal up in half and then slide it through that way, and then even my ink pad, I have to open up the cap to slide it through, because the slot is so so narrow that you can't get anything through that. Also, tip, take a pen that can be broken down. So I know they have those pens where, it has like the top that can come off and the two pieces you can unscrew and all of that. You need those, because a lot of times those slots are so small that you can't get a regular size pen through that. And so you need those pens that can break down, and in that way you can just slide just like literally the refill portion of it in the part that actually writes, whatever that would be called, and just slide that underneath there. And that's what you have to do. But anyway, going into details and the purpose of me sharing this video on jail signings, not only because of the questions that I received, but also because of experiences that I've had. And then this last time I was just at a jail, and there happened to be a new person there, and I guess she saw my notary magnets on the side of my car, and so she knew it was a notary, and I was just getting out of the car, getting ready to meet a client. And she was like, hey, are you a notary? This is my first time here. I just wanted to know if it's okay if I just bring my stamp or whatever. And she's got her cell phone in her hand. And I was like, yeah, you're definitely gonna need your stamp, but you're gonna need your certification to prove also that you're a notary, at least for that specific jail. And you cannot have your cell phone. So you might want to go back and put down your cell phone. Now, but before that part happens, she was like, I was just like, hey, I'm just curious, what do you charge for jail services? And she said, oh, just $25 travel and then $15 per signature. And like literally my mouth dropped. Okay. I wanted to strangle this girl, because not just her, but many notaries are part of this problem of why people charge their regular fees to go to jails is beyond me. I have no idea why they do that. Now, for those of you who are new, who are probably like, I would have done the same thing. I understand, but let me help you. So with regular services, you charge your travel fee. But when you go to jails, specifically, when you go to jails, one, you have to check in. You have to be in the correct dress code. You can't have your shoulders out. You gotta leave everything in the car. You gotta, you can't take in just your whole notary bag where you got everything that you need. You just have to take in your journal. You got to take in your certificate. You got to bring in your driver's license. You have your one key and your one key fob, one pen, and then you have to leave your cell phone in the car. Then you got to stand in line, check in, have the person's booking number, give them all the information. You got to go through metal detectors. They're going to pat you down or wind you down or all that. Literally, it is a process. It's not major. So for those of you who are experienced, are like, she's making this bigger than what it really is. Okay, you're right. But I'm trying to inform the new people of why you don't charge just $25 or whatever it is that your normal travel fee is to go to a jail, is because of all those extra steps that you don't have to go through when you're doing a regular signing, but you do have to go through with jails. Now, the other thing or reasons why, or there's a couple more reasons why you don't charge a regular fee, is that when you go to jails, and this has happened to me, is that you encounter all types of different situations. One, you get in there, you're thinking you're going to be able to just run in and run out. But you get there, you check in, everything's all smooth, and you get back there to the attorney's booth, and they're supposed to be bringing the person down to sign the document, and literally 30 minutes go by. Because the deputies are busy in there, there's situations happening, there's things going on where you're just not a priority for them to bring someone up to sign a document. And a lot of times they want a deputy on hand when they're meeting with the notary, just to make sure that there's no, side business happening. But that's what happens. And so now where you thought that this was going to be a 15-20 minute signing, it's literally turned into an hour, because you're just sitting there and you're on someone else's time, and you cannot rush them, because guess who's not in a rush? Them. The inmate's not in a rush because they're not going anywhere for a while. And the deputy who's on staff is doing a 12-hour shift, 10 to 12-hour shift, so he's also not in a rush. The only person in a rush is you. And guess what? Now this 20-minute job has just turned into 45 minutes, and you have no control of it. Alrighty? So that's another reason. The other reason is, say this happens, you have no access to your phone. So the whole time that you're in there, your phone is just ringing with more business. You're missing out on all these calls from escrow officers and loan officers and lenders and title and clients who are just like, oh my gosh, I'll come to you and pay you $2,000 if you just sign this right now. Guess what? You're going to miss all those phone calls because you cannot take your phone into the jail. That's the other reason why you charge more. So not only are you charging for the service that you're providing, but you also need to add in additional for the service that you cannot accept in the business that you're going to miss as a result of you being in the jail and not having access to your phone. Then another thing that happened to me is you're in there and a fight breaks out in one of the units. It doesn't even have to be the unit that you're in. Guess what? Total lockdown. They locked down the whole jail. And if you're in there, when that happens, they don't let anyone in and they don't let anyone out. They have a nice little comfortable metal bench that you can sit on while you're waiting for them to determine if they're going to take the lockdown off. And guess who's just sitting there with no access to their phone, and all you did was charge $25, and you're going to be there for a good 2 hours probably. So hopefully for those of you who are still charging $25 after this video, you will not do that. If you continue to do so, I hope you step in gum in your favorite pair of shoes. Alrighty. Now another tip is, when you're doing a jail signing, okay, back up a little bit. For jail signings, what I typically sign at jail signings are powers of attorney, because they obviously need people to do things for them while they're in jail or to, take care of their finances. I also do like deeds to their properties, parental rights, if they need to give over their parental rights to like their parents while they're incarcerated, then they do that. But the most common one that I probably notarize, am I getting frizzy here? The most common one that I probably notarize in jail settings is property releases and vehicle releases. And the reason being is most of the time when people are detained, they're in their cars. And so what happens is they arrest that person, they take them to jail, and then they call a tow truck to come get their vehicle and they tow it to a tow yard. And guess who's making the big money? Are the tow yards. They charge anywhere from $100 to $300 a day to store those vehicles. And so what happens is the family's alarmed, hey, by the person who was incarcerated once they make their phone call and say, can you go get my car? They're charging us X amount, $200 a day. And every day that it sits there, it's just racking up and racking up. But the tow yards won't release a vehicle to anyone who the vehicle was not registered to. And so therefore, that person who it is registered to has to give permission to someone else to be able to go and pick up their car or even get belongings out of it. And so therefore, when someone's in jail, the only person that can, or the only two people that can do it is an attorney or a notary public. And a notary is going to be a whole lot less expensive than an attorney. So that's where we come in and we get that business. And it's pretty simple. All I have to do is sign off on it saying, hey, I'm so-and-so. I give permission to this person to come pick up my vehicle, and that's it. And so that's what I mostly do the bulk of. Now, those are pretty straightforward. So outside of just the check-in process, jail signings are pretty similar to any other signing that you would do on the outside. But I will tell you about a situation that I had a few years back when I was a little bit more wet behind the ears. And as a result of this situation, I changed my policy on how I go about doing jail signings. And so this woman, she calls me up. She's doing a power of attorney. It's not a vehicle release. It's a power of attorney. And she's the mother of this person who's incarcerated. And she hired me to come in, do a power of attorney so she can take care of, I guess he gets checks that she needs to cash, pay bills, all that kind of stuff. Can you do this? Hey, yeah, sure. Give me his booking number, all that kind of stuff. I check in. She's in the lobby, shake her hand. Hey, I'm Arian. Da, 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 da. And so we go through the process. I go through security. I get all the way back there, talk to the guy. Hi, I'm Arian. I'm here to do a power of attorney. Do you know what's her face? I don't remember the name, but it doesn't matter. And he's like, oh yeah, that's my mom. Okay, well, I'm not sure if she informed you, but I'm here because she wants you to do a power of attorney. Are you okay with that? She wants you to give her power of attorney so she can take care of your finances. No, I have not talked to my mom in 3 years. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't give her a dime. And he pretty much basically cusses her out. And I'm just like, look, I'm just a notary. She said that you may want that. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. No problem. And so I said, he said, so does she still have to pay you for this? I was like, yes, because I came, but you have no obligation to sign the paperwork. She should have discussed this with you before I came. And he was like, yeah. He said, I haven't even talked to her in forever. I didn't even know that she knew that I was incarcerated, but I don't know why she thought I would just sign over my rights. And I was like, okay. So I grab my little pass and my papers and all that kind of stuff, and I go back out to the lobby and I talk to the lady and I'm like, hey, you know what? She says, of course she's smiling, like, hey, so how'd it go? And I'm like, not so well. And so I proceeded to tell her that he informed me that he did not want to give you power of attorney and that he hadn't talked to you in like 3 years. And so he was unwilling to do it. She was like, are you serious? I'm like, yep, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. And so she was like, well, I have to pay his bills and he's got this and he's got that going on. And I'm like, ma'am, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I can't force him to sign something. And if he doesn't want to sign it, he doesn't have to sign it. And so she was like, all right, well, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I wasted your time, this and that. And, but thank you. And I was like, oh, it's no problem. Don't worry about it. I said, but the fee is still blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to tell you my fee. but the fee is still blah, 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 blah. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, so, I mean, yes, the fee still stands even though he didn't sign. She said, but he didn't sign, so I don't understand what I have to pay for. She said, you didn't even do anything. Now, the inside Arian wanted to say, I didn't do nothing. The outside professional notary had to speak after breathing and then expressing myself. But I had to inform her. I was like, ma'am, I absolutely did. I didn't have any other appointments here at the jail. What you're paying for is I did confirm with the jail before I came that he was actually here at the facility. I confirmed that he was able to receive visits. I drove up to the jail. I checked in. I left my phone in the car, so I probably missed a few calls since I've been in here about 30 minutes. I had to check in. I had to go through the metal detectors. I went all the way back there in the back with your paperwork, talked to your son, but he refused to sign. And I can't force him to sign. So unfortunately, I did everything I was supposed to do, but he didn't sign. You still have to pay for what I did provide, the services I provide, the time, I wanted to go into, I got dressed, I brushed my teeth, I did this. Of course, I didn't include all that, but that's what I was thinking. And so she was like, well, I don't really, my money is tight and I can't really afford this and this and this and this and that. And I don't know what to tell you. And, I'm going to have to send somebody else in here or whatever to try to get him to sign. And if I pay you this money and you didn't even do nothing, then I'm not going to be able to afford to pay them. And I still got to buy gas and I got to get my kids and I got to eat. I mean, like literally she went down a lot of stuff that she was not even going to be able to do, even if he did sign. So, but it doesn't really matter. But the point is, what I learned from this situation, let me finish. She didn't pay me. She didn't pay me a dime. She didn't think that I even needed $20 for my gas to come there. And literally there was nothing I could do. Now I could sue her, I guess, go through court and all that kind of stuff. I mean, would she show up? Would she pay it? I don't know. So like I literally lost my time, lost that business. Of course, hopefully she lost my phone number. But I did not get paid a dime and I was probably there for about 35, 45 minutes. Now, what I said before I started this story is I changed my policy. And my policy now is that when I get to the jails and I confirm services, because I know all types of things all type of things happen in jails. I always, new notaries, listen to me, always collect full payment for notary services when you go to jails up front, before you even check in, before you do anything, because guess what? These people will bail on you in a minute, and you don't want that to happen. In this case, he doesn't sign. That happens. It happens, and people have to know that they have to pay for that. So if you have your payment ahead of time, then you can give them half their money back and say, hey, because you didn't sign, I'll give you half the money back. But I'm keeping a portion for my time and for my trip and gas. But if you don't have that money up front, you can't even do that. There are situations where I get back there and I get up to the jail and I get to the counter and I find out, oh no, this person is in disciplinary, or they are in solitary confinement because they were in a fight yesterday or something like that. And so he's not going to be able to come out for a signing. Guess what? I already got my payment and I will inform the customer of that. But because I've already been there, I'm going to keep a portion of this and I will give you some of this money back as a result because he didn't sign. But you're going to pay me for me coming up here and the stuff that I did do. So notaries, always get payment first when you go to jails. Oh, I had another situation where I went to the jail and I guess the woman was in a rush and she had to go pick up someone or something. So I'm in the back getting the signing, come back out with the paperwork, and she's not there. Like, she just left. And I think like a few days later, she hit me back and was like, I'm so sorry, I had to leave and pick up my son or whatever the case may be, but she wasn't out there. And guess what? I didn't get paid. She never met back up with me to get the document, anything like that. And so that was just wasted time, wasted effort, wasted gas, wasted makeup, all of that, because I did not collect the money first. Notaries, what are you going to do? Collect the money first. Get the money first. But that is my little spiel on jail signings, don't be afraid. They're very simple. And most of them, all you have to do is have your stamp, your driver's license, and your notary certification, and you can get in. There are some places where they require security clearance. And with those, you have to fill out paperwork ahead of time, get approved. They do some type of preliminary background search on you or whatever, and then you can get in. But it's pretty simple. I know I was probably all over the place on this one, but I just had so much information coming in and so many memories and nightmares that came to mind when I started talking about some experiences that I've had with jail signings. So sorry if they were scattered thoughts, but had to get them all out there. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you guys will not, charge $35 when you're going to the jails. The other part of that is when you do that, you dilute the industry, because now people, when they call again, they expect notaries to charge $35. But if everybody else is charging $100, $125, $150 and you come in charging $35, yeah, you're going to get the business, but how much money did you lose by lowballing? And then the other thing is that now you set the tone for the future, and now everybody wants to pay $35 when it really should be a whole lot more than that. So notaries, rally up in your communities. Make sure that you guys are all on the same accord, or at least try to be. Call around and make sure everybody's charging a good amount of money for travel fees, and then to all stay in that same little area. Then that way when people call, and because as soon as they say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna call you back after you give them your rate, they're gonna call the next notary. And if she's charging $5, then guess who they're gonna go with? Her. But now she's messing up the whole system for everybody in that area. But if everybody, if you guys all just kind of did like a little meetup or a text or an email or something and got together and congregating, like, hey girl, we gonna charge $35. You gonna charge 35? You gonna charge 35? Okay, good. We got it. Then guess what? People will call around to 2 or 3 people, and once they all get quoted $35, they're gonna pay everybody $35 in that area. And then that way everybody can make their money. But when you got that one, it's like, I'm gonna charge 20. Great. Aren't you just beautiful? Anyway, you guys, I am done rambling. As you can see, I'm about to go to the gym. I got on old days makeup, so let's just go sweat this off real quick. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything else you want me to speak about, just let me know below. And I hope you like this video. Sorry if I was all over the place, but just trying to be helpful. Anyway, have a blessed day. Bye.